Just going to add a bit more to that video. So just to round up, Liverpool 2, West Ham United 1. They had the better of it in the first half, but we sort of got ourselves composed. They scored after 15 minutes, and they deserved it. They put the pressure on. They were at us, and they were quite relentless. But we got ourselves composed, and at the end of the first half, only 1-0 down, we thought, we got a chance. We could be, could get something out of this. And we came out in the second half, and we actually went at them, and we worried them. We got them worried. We got them frustrated. The ball was more down our side at the away end than it was over there, and we got the goal. We just kept pushing and we got the goal. I was looking at Soufal. We saw Soufal warming up, and he was already almost ready to come on at half time. It took a few minutes for that to happen. And I couldn't quite work out why Soufal was coming on, but I realised that he was going to do a bit of a switch. So Wan-Bissaka going over to the left made perfect sense, because it meant that Mo Salah was out of the game. From the minute Wan-Bissaka went over there, that meant that Liverpool had something more to worry about on the left-hand side. And Soufal was quite strong on the right. And it worked for us. It worked for us because we were getting more of the ball. We were pressing. We were getting, in the first half, trying to get a first ball. The second ball, we'd never get into the second ball. But in the second half, we were doing everything that we should be doing for 90 minutes rather than for just 45 minutes. And let's be really honest, I think that second half performance, we really deserved something out of this game. But unfortunately, for us, the talking points are yet again the officiating and the referee, and how the referee seemed to have just one vision of anything that happened. It was always for the benefit of Liverpool. But there you go. It is what it is. We walk away from Anfield, but we walk away with our heads held high. It's not as if we've been thrashed. The number of times we've come down here, on the end of receiving end of a thrashing, and that's what is more upsetting than anything else. That Liverpool don't need the referee to be on their side to win the game. They should just, and it's a shame that it always seems to be like that. Now, apparently, from what we're told, some people from home are saying Paqueta dived and was looking for a free kick, but he should never even been gone for a corner for their second goal. That's the thing. The officiating has got to be equal. It's got to be done correctly. And what's VAR for if they're not checking for certain incidences that lead to a goal? That's what upsets me more than anything else. Not so much the defeat, but more about the officiating. But I don't know, you tell me. I didn't watch it. I don't have the benefit of having watched it from TV, so I don't know if Paqueta, there should have been a free kick called for him going, calling for a free kick or not. I mean, they all surrounded the ref and kept complaining, but he just waved it away. Didn't want to know. All right, we move on. That second half performance was encouraging, but we walk away with nothing. But okay, no problem. We've got Southampton this coming weekend at home. Let's pick ourselves up and go from there. Fulcrook, by the way, don't know why he just can't be fit. He can't be fit for him only to get 15-20 minutes. So clearly there's something wrong there. Clearly Evan Ferguson is not fancied because Guilherme came on instead. And Ferguson, I think, is definitely going back to Brighton at the end of this season. I think when I look at some of the way we played today, I think fair play to West Ham. We gave it a really good go. We had a go at them. We worried them, and we should have walked away with a point. But at the end of the day, the referee 2, West Ham United 1, and we move on. The referee 2, West Ham United 1.
Yeah.
The referee 2, West Ham United 1.
Who knows what went on at the end there with their second goal, because we couldn't see from where we were.
We couldn't, but apparently it was a foul on Paqueta. But people at home are saying that he dived.
Yeah.
So, It's all right. It's all right if you win fair and square, but when you've got the referee on your side, it's even worse, isn't it?
Never know, mate. Never know.
Never know. You were at the game, I'm guessing, so you would have seen for yourself.
Come on, what happens in the second
Fair and square. Fair and square.
What, that you won, or fair and square that the ref was
What
on your
happened with
side?
your second goal? Tell us. Because something wasn't right, was it?
Why were all the West Ham players complaining and the referee was waving them away?
I'll do an Arsene Wenger. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it. There you go. You know what? The referee didn't see it either, and nor did VAR. But there you go. There you go. So, Wiggy, what's your take on the game?
Well, I have to say
Anyway,
I didn't see
you know
it.
Arsenal win league, do you? So
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, but still, whenever we come up here, we know we're normally going to get thrashed. But when we play well and the referee is not
to be
fair,
fair, second
that
half,
makes it worse.
I was like, can we see the ball down the top end?
Yeah, we played well in the second half.
Yeah.
So
Probably a draw might have been a fair result.
draw would have been
If
a
I'm
fair
being
result. But
honest
there you
about
go.
it.
There you go.
Andy Robertson.
Yeah.
Slaughter.
There you
I'll
go.
take the 3 points.
Of course you would,
Yeah.
and so would we have done if the referee was on our side as well. But there you go. Go on, Wiggy. What's your say?
I thought we played well today. We competed. Started slow as always. They got in front and then they didn't do much after that.
Well, no, they didn't, did they? I mean, the first half, we thought, after they scored their first goal in 15, we thought that was it. We thought there's going to be a landslide in goals, but they didn't. We composed ourselves, didn't we? We got back into it. We didn't do much in the first half. We didn't sort of penetrate. We had a couple of chances.
Yeah,
We had a couple of
I had
chances.
a couple
but-
of big chances today that we didn't put away.
Yeah.
One first half and one second half.
Yeah. Well, we
Big,
hit the bar
big
at
chances.
the end as well with full crook. So
I honestly, I think Liverpool had enough all day, but we did well. We did a lot better than we've ever done coming up here.
but we only seem to be a team of one half, don't we? We only seem to be a team that manages to play half decently with one half. I mean, if we'd have put in that sort of performance in the first half as well, maybe the result would have been different.
Yeah, I don't know. Julie said during the game, they're fitter than us.
Well, they look fit.
They look fitter, they look stronger, and they just know how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Julie, where are they? Where are they? Let's be honest. In the first half, they controlled the game more or less. They controlled the tempo, they controlled the game. They weren't giving us much of a sniff. But then, as the game wore on in the first half, we were getting more and more into it, weren't we?
Yeah. Bowen started to do a little bit. Fair enough. Yeah, you are.
Am I winning?
Yes, you are.
So I'm, can you see the white line beyond the park?
But
At the top end.
yeah, disappointing. We should,
I've got my really out on now.
hit the bar right in the last couple of minutes. And I mean, for my money, I was behind that, and it looked like it was going wider. It just hit.
Just
the
all
post.
of a sudden hit the bar.
Just
didn't
all
it?
of a sudden hit the bar, and a bit of panic set in. But
Second half, we were more composed. We went at them in the second half, didn't we? We were at them. Should we move away so we can hear it? We were at them in the second half.
have you?
We were more at them in the second half. We were sort of getting at them, and there were at times that they didn't seem to be able to control the game.
Yeah.
And this is what I want to see West Ham do for 90 minutes. I mean, great that we did it for the second half, but it's a shame that we didn't put that kind of performance in
I
the
thought,
first half.
I thought players like Kudos and Paqueta were playing themselves into form second half.
Yeah.
It'll come. It really will come if we keep together. And it's a positive thing. Today's a positive performance if it's not a positive result.
Were you surprised that he made that? I mean, he made the Soufal change, and we were trying to figure out what that was about. But then, the minute he made that change and Wan-Bissaka went over to the left,
Salah
disappeared. Salah disappeared from the game. Yeah, I agree. And so that was a good tactical switch. And that meant that they had more to worry about. They had Wan-Bissaka to worry about. Wan-Bissaka to worry about in the second half, which meant that Salah couldn't play his game. So I was pleased with that. Well, I was confused as to why he was doing that, but I got it. I got why Soufal came on.
Yeah, and Soufal played well when he came on.
And Soufal played well. Yeah, exactly. And then later on in the second half, it took quite a lot of time to actually make another change. But once 75 minutes, he finally brought the big German on, and we had something direct again, didn't we? We had something.
And the big German, come on, give the big German a whole game.
He can't be fit, Wiggy, because I kept saying to you, he's not what I know. He was warming up in the first half, but in the second half, he stopped warming up, and then we saw Ferguson warming up, and I thought there's something wrong with Fulcrum. He can't be 100% for him only to be given 15 odd minutes or so.
He's going to be a big asset for us.
He will be moving forward if we can keep
moving
it
forward. The big German is a big asset.
And Guilherme came on again and again, caused them a few problems down the side.
Yeah,
so I'm pleased with that.
He's growing into it. I read an article this morning where the Brazilians are helping him bed in and they get a feel for it now. And last couple of games he's had some bits.
Yeah, I agree. Oh well, I don't know if I'm more gutted or if I'm more I don't know if I'm gutted or feel cheated or feel a bit of both today, because the referee gave them everything again, didn't he?
But I'm also a little bit happy that Arsenal aren't going to win the league or get anywhere near it.
There's a silver lining, and
there's a silver lining to everything, and Arsenal, as far as the league is concerned, is finished now.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Declan, but you're not having that.
Yeah. Oh well. Any last thoughts before I wrap up?
Yeah.
I feel a bit deflated, and I shouldn't do, because you're right. The performance was good in the second half, but I just feel kind of a bit disappointed that we're not walking away with probably a deserved point out of this.
Yes, and for the first half hour, they could have had a few.
They could have
couldn't
done.
they?
Yeah.
And I always say to you, we're looking for a new keeper.
And yet he pulled off some great saves.
Yeah, but he should have been catching them.
You are. Show everyone the shirt, because last time everyone complained because they didn't see the shirt. Look at the state of that. Look at the state of him.
It's a proper shirt.
All right, Liverpool 2, West Ham 1. I feel a bit cheated and I feel a bit gutted, but there you go. We walk away from Anfield with nothing again. But when you're playing against 12 men, when you play against 12 men, Julie, don't you think?
The Scouser in the blue.
The Scouser in the blue. Exactly that. Anyway.
Where's she gone anyway?
She said go home because she's on some massive queue. Ray's come back, he's going to the station.
Okay, let's go. Let's go to the station.
Right, do we know the way?
No, we came down here.
No, we didn't.
Came past.
All right. Well, look, I'll be back later with another review, and I'll speak to you all later.
But there is no buses.